Okay, so I think we're all live now. So welcome back, playing some more of Pathfinder Kingmaker RPG game. We are on our 6th session. We're just about to complete Act 1 and moving on to Act 2. I think this game has 6 acts, possibly, plus a side DLC that you can do. So there's plenty to it. And we're just heading back to the trading post to give people the good news that we've killed the Stag Lord, who was the bandit who was trying to control this whole area. And he was down here. And we have defeated him. So, good afternoon. Hailstones. Ooh, that doesn't sound too nice. Yeah, just checking everything's up and running all right. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we'll carry on then. So, back to the trading post. So, we do want to enter. Well, I don't know because my curtains are closed so as not to interfere with the lighting. Right, so I remember correctly. Stolen land. Yeah, we have to bring the joyous news to Oleg. Okay. So, Oleg Leviton, a fine day to you. What brings you by? Well, the Stag Lord's gone. We found his soldiers and sent the villain to oblivion. Oleg looks at you with respect bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe we'll be able to actually live in the stolen lands rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It will surely boost trade, but all the noise they will bring with them, well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Rostov and report your great victory. I still have some unfinished business here. Okay, so let's just... we'll speak another time. Let's just see what... with high completed missions, elsewhere active ones might disappear in future. Show completed quests. Oh, right, okay. Thank you for the tip. So we still... Okay, so Emiria, our barbarian, still wants to fight monsters, which we'll get plenty of opportunity to do. Right. Bokken does not seem to have any more. Let's sell our loots. So we have a load of masterwork items. So we'll sell those. Now, short spear +1, savage bow I probably want, glaive +1, kukri, great club, and agile rapier. We will hold on to those just for the moment. We've got various magical armors, but some non-magical. So that can go to a merchant. Don't want to sell that. That could be useful. That's a merchant. That's a merchant. Some of these items, yeah, notable. So antiquities collector might pay handsomely for it. So there are items in the game that you don't want to just sell to a merchant. Click offer, it will sell junk. Aha! Cool. Deal on that one then. Thank you. Scroll of mage armor. Yeah. Acid flask. Scroll of ear piercing scream. Scroll of doom. Some of these. Reduced person. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. No, I don't think I need the horseshoes. Potion of Vanish I'm not using. Potion of Invisibility might be useful. Ah. Potion of Lesser Restoration. Scrolls of Enlarged Person. Call Lightning. Potions of Remove Curse. Yeah, that's probably very useful to kick around. Resist Acid could be pertinent later. Mage Armor I'm not really using, but it doesn't mean that I won't be using these. Remove Blindness and Enlarge Person. Don't want to sell any of those. Right. So, here's our party. Myself, the Ranger, who needs a good rest. We have 2 Clerics, a Bard, a Rogue Wizard, and a Barbarian. I don't really want any spoilers, so I will leave it up to you. If it's about Pacific people I haven't met yet, that's probably not so much of a problem, but if it's... use your discretion. I trust you. But be aware that I do want to try and avoid spoilers where possible. Right, so Amiri. So glaive +1, D10 slashing. Don't dismiss anyone. Okay. No, that's fairly circumspect. Fair enough. So she could use that glaive. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. No problem with that at all. So Amiri could use the glaive, but that would drop her damage. Can't remember what oversized does in terms of penalties. The kukri. Okay, can't use it. Can't use it. Can't use any of them. So I've got a longsword +1. That kukri, I don't think we're going to use that. Yeah, not exotic though, but not big enough damage to worry about. The Great Club, again, it doesn't out damage that large bastard sword that Amiri's using. The rapier. Now, I have got Octavia using the quarterstaff, but the rapier would allow her to have a shield. Two to 7. 2 to 7. You can have the rapier. Lindsay could be upgraded nicely by short staff or short spear. Short spear. Tristan. Well, he carries a dagger. We'll give him the quarterstaff. Is there any advantage to giving Amiri this? Less damage, no surprise. Yeah, I think I agree. If I had a dual wielder, the Kukri would be a fairly easy option, particularly with the magic dagger. But I don't, and I don't think I'm going to. Could be wrong about that, of course. The armor class does not change. She does have a better attack, however, with the glaive. Well, she's not suffering for carrying the glaive, so she can carry that. She needs to put things down quickly. Right, so I just have a composite longbow. We now have a magic composite longbow from the Stag Lord, which is nice. So +1 composite longbow grants us around ability to cast Aspect of the Falcon spell 3 times per day as a first level druid for 1 minute each time. I thought there was a penalty for being oversized. Thanks for confirming that. +3 competence bonus on perception skills tech and +1 competence bonus on attack rolls with ranged weapons, and the critical multiplier becomes 19 to 20 times 3. This effect does not stack with any other effect that improves the critical range of the weapon. Well, it's fairly obvious that we are going to use that. If nothing else, it's a +1 weapon. Right, now armors. So I've got a chain shirt +1. Studded leather +1. Woodlands Aegis. Ooh. Okay, so +1 shirt. So the armor class works out the same. There's no armor check penalty, which is nice. Okay, that would be nice for me. The barret skin's also potentially useful. This is hide armor +2. Okay, so let's look at the other characters and see who can take any of these. Okay. So, +1 chain shirt. So we want to keep it. Arcane spell failure chance of 10. We do need to try and make sure that we minimize that. So actually the Woodlands Aegis might be particularly good for Octavia. If I remember rightly, okay, my harem. Yeah, that hide armor is not going to beat his plate. Amiri and the hide armor is not going to beat her breastplate. Right. Decision time. I don't cast arcane spells. Octavia does. She will get better protection out of it. She can have Woodlands Aegis. Leather armor +1. Okay. Can't use any of them. Chain shirt. No. Right. So we will sell the rest of those armors. Well, ideally she wouldn't be wearing any armor, but at the moment that is giving her 5 points on her armor class. And she is wearing braces of armor, and these of course do not. She can keep it for the moment. We can always take it off. Right. More wares. Oh, that's cold iron. We'll keep hold of that. I forgot that was cold iron. Right, so we got 13,000 gold, which is nice. So, is there... It's only about 2nd edition. Yeah, but we're on 5th edition now. Elven curved blade, that's a two-handed weapon. Flaming light crossbow. That's kind of tempting. So we have flaming light crossbow. Got scimitar +1, two-bladed sword +1, heavy shield +1. I'm thinking Lindsay. She's definitely an archer for me. Full plate +1. That could be good for Harem, or a certain other person who will be joining us soon, namely Valerie. Okay, let's just check people's equipment again. The Harem already has a heavy shield +1, so he doesn't need another one. Oh. Speaking of a time, Lindsay. She's using a crossbow, light crossbow +1, and Octavia is just using a masterwork. So back to the wares. Right, so I am very tempted by... I think I'll hold off on the full plate for the moment. Let's see what Valerie brings. Okay, are you saying that there might be some updates to equipment? Yeah, that's a very good point actually. Belt of giant strength. Those are all very tempting. Braces of armor. And various wands and other odds and ends. Okay, last thing. See if Octavia can copy any of those scrolls. Okay, cool. Right, we need to talk to Svetlana as well, because we allied with Svetlana's half-sister, but her half-sister did not survive. Let's also... Okay, so Keston has nothing more to add. Svetlana. Okay. Nothing more to add. Right, before I go on to Act 2, I need to rest, so that I can get rid of this condition I've got.
It's time to act!
Okay, well the condition icon has gone, but the portrait is still showing that way. Right, off we go to become a baron. Restov awaits. I plan to set off right away. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I will gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Restov. Oh, thank you, Oleg. Hey. And we're back in Restov.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head, but I knew you could handle it.
I don't quite remember the conversation going that way.
Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron before the
Yay.
High Society of Restov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler.
Yay.
But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections.
Okay, politics.
Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
Maybe. The surly young half-orc with impeccable poise performs a textbook perfect bow. So do I question Jamandi quite bluntly? Probably not. Don't need an envoy. You already know about my encounter with Takuchio. Do you already know about my encounter with Takuchio? Yeah, let's...
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
Who's the ruler of a country called Pitax and a bit of a thief and a villain. Let's push her a little bit on what she's up to.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
Well, whatever I did know, I've personally forgotten, so let's go through it all. So what do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal. The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Surtova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Isia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Korl the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Isian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
Fair enough. So what do I need to know about the current political atmosphere, apart from the fact that everyone wants to stab each other in the back?
The Aldori and the great noble houses spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty. And the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be.
Interesting.
Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Surtova, the former kings of Isia. But their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now, Surtova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
Okay. So everything's about to go bang, basically.
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Isians hold over us is humiliating and costly. And the Surtovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going? The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Mager Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
So lots of politics going on. Don't the Sword Lords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Korl's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
Okay. So what part does Restov play in this
Restov
game?
is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Josef Selimius.
So if Natella is already here, why did she let you grant the
Actually,
title?
she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Surtova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view. And truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Surtovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The
Very
Isians
much.
always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
Okay. Well, that explains the politics, which is as complicated as I
How should
thought
I
it
know?
was going to be.
We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Yikes. And I'm just a ranger.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Right, well, I'm not going to decline the envoy.
Enjoy
So
your
it's
evening.
time to speak the
When
guests.
you're ready for the official part, come to me.
Okay. Baron's title. Okay. Well, what we're going to do is wander around and talk to people. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old looks at you with a polite smile. No, indeed, I am not a mere peasant. So you're the famous slayer of the Staglord's gang, soon to be a baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander? No last name, no title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one lineage to oneself. Probably means he's from Pitax. Truth be told, that's precisely what I want to speak with you about. You see, I'm heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. Okay, so he's not Pitax. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. Fair enough. I travel the country in secret without servants so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. Well, that's kind of good, actually, but we'll see. I know Jamandi wants to impose a stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse, take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Okay. So let's just ask him outright if he's nobility. Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. So if he's not Rezdov, then he's Izian. I want to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough... Oh, sorry, Restov is the city. To invite me to this wonderful party. Right, well, we'll consider the proposal. Yes, do so and carefully, but I'm not inclined to take it. Who's... Okay. Stuff yourself with tiny sandwiches on sticks. Fair enough. That will be a guard. Right. Agavan, Lindsay. Okay. Right, Lindsay. Megavan. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of grey running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I am Megavan, the new ruler of Dunswald. Okay. Your neighbour to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Staglord, by the way. Not everyone would exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. So how did he earn the title? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team. If that wasn't clear. Violent host, have you heard of us? No, no matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a baronry and land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel about being noble? So Varn looks at his rich clothes and smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate, I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I have so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man in the upper corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelef. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me? We're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. So possible ally. Nice meeting you. And invitation to visit. See if Keston has anything. Okay, still mad at Tarkuccio. How's Amiri doing, our barbarian? Nice and strong, but the appetizer's barely a mouthful. Okay. How's Tristan doing? Ah. Cool. So, there's Valerie. Right, I want to talk to Valerie. I want her to join my team. Oh, what's this?
Will you drink with me?
You see Kaisi approaching, the tiefling you met during the battle at Jamandi Eldori's mansion. I do remember her. As she draws near, she places one of the cups of wine she's holding into your hand. Right, well I'm not going to go with number 4. That's just a bit rude. Stick and all. Yeah, she will do. I don't want to toast to my success. Well, let's be polite, so of course to beauty.
To beauty. It sweetens our happy days and brings solace to our dark and sorrowful ones. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldery might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party.
Oh.
I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
Okay. So, no need to apologise. Trust me with all their secrets, that's true. Apology accepted. What did you want to tell me? That's more me. First I will listen to what you have to say, then I will decide. No, she was right to be cautious. Tarkuccio was a spy who we did kill and who has apparently been resurrected, so we'll run into him again. Apology accepted.
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
Yeah, I remember her. What could be better than treasure hunt? Sounds tempting, but I'll need to think about it. Sounds tempting. I might need to do other things to begin with, so we'll be cautious.
Well, I'm going to visit the capital of your newborn barony anyway. I might rent a house. Find me there if you decide you're interested in my offer.
Yeah, fair enough.
So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
So saluting you with the cup, the tiefling girl steps back and disappears in the shadows between the columns. Okay. Interesting quest. Right. Let's go see how Valerie is. I need a good tank, and she is a good tank. She's lost her taste for high society. Fair enough. Anna Streflev. That's one of our companions. So, Octavia. Try the eclairs, they are delicious. Right, so this is this other Baron. Man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Dreflev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. I don't like him already. And you must be the Staglord Butcher? I'm sorry, I quite forget your name, but you took out the Staglord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we are neighbours now. Yes, I defeated the Staglord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all of the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she has had to urgently make barons. Huh. Of the likes of you and Varn. I'm not gonna outright push him, but he's not very polite. Politeness must be deserved. Yeah, goodbye. You we don't like. That's one of our companions. And he is as joyful as ever. Okay, so Lady Siltova is... Aha! These two. We'll start with this one. Okay, well, she's probably Isian and is a Siltova. Here we be careful. Atala Siltova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. Yeah, we don't believe that for a minute. You're not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Eldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they are preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they will erect a memorial stone in independent Restov to honour you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Eldori won't dare to rebel knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I am guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandri Murphy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. Okay, so now she notices me. Gives me a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. Well, I will consider the proposal. Okay. Well, I have mingled with the guests. Right. So, haven't talked to this person yet. Let's see who they are. Svanky Keeg, a handsome man with a weather-beaten face, grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Erastil, made of solid gold, and Erastil is a god of the hunt, as it were. Many things, in fact. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Svanky Keeg, High Priest of Erastil in Restov. Right, so do many people in Restov venerate Erastil? There are ever many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here, and no wonder. People have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. I'm not going to comment on his dress, but I will try the diplomacy check. Success! This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. It's an honour to meet him. Excellent. We have some support. Those are guards. So that leaves us with these three. Yep, free shrine. Free stuff is good. So, Iosif Salimius, an older man with full sideburns, looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Very dapper. Well, now if it isn't the hero of the festivities, Proteage of Adir Jamandi. You pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pitaxian wine against you, but I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Eldori have always been adept at finding new talent. Interesting. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem I am Iosif Salimius, Lord Mayor of Restov. Okay, I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbour, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. Absolutely. We know what the situation is with the Eldori. This is a free city, so how are things? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogavia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumours aren't worthy of your attention. Yes, they are. It was nice meeting you. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you are somewhat in need of financial assistance. I could organise and supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost on extremely favourable terms. Fair enough. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I am sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favour. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? I'm not sure. It's a generous offer, and I want to be allied with Restov. But it does tie me in, and I don't know how long for. Tricky. Okay. Yeah, it is a big decision to make without having very much info. I'm kind of inclined to take the offer, because I've no idea how I'm going to set about building the barony without taking it. Well, I'll be playing this game through more than once, so as we're kind of a good guy on this one, we'll accept it. And it's a deal. I will get everything in order right away and schedule a delivery immediately. Let's ask about the Eldori. See what he says. Brevity's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rostland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness, who is King Sortova. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It's especially important now, after certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Eldori Swordlords used to rule Rostland. They are still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits, which I approve of. Let's dig into these events. The mayor gives you a patronising smile. Why? An aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, of the disappearance of the ruling house. Yeah. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, turned out nobody was ready for it. Interesting. Poof, all over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. Okay, so it's nice meeting you. The feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Let's talk to our envoy. Doesn't have much to say. Okay.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
So, before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me. Yes.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with her.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
Okay, I'm ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here.
Okay.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Yeah, Baron Silmar. Excellent. Okay. Nice. Thank you very much.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Oh, wow. Ah, Keston, excellent. I like Keston. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honours, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. That's nice. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. Excellent. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Eldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Okay. The main question is where can I get a drink or free? It's time to toast my victory. No, we're not going to go straight to the bar. So where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I've never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. Yeah, that sounds about right. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jahod is right here. Arastal's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. That's cool. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. Okay. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Okay, so what's the mood of the people then? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that. Okay, I must admit, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole boundary born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I did normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Wow, he's having fun. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. The map come up? No, the map doesn't come up. Yep. Follow me. Greetings, Your Grace. We are well, your new subjects. We are selecting a site to build our house. Okay. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbours' heads, though. What? It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. I did. You recognise this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that he saved him in the end, huh? Wow, it has changed a lot. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. Looks good. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Excellent. As long as there are some steps somewhere, all will be fine. Yes, well, you know, we have to deal with the miscreants somehow. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Good to know the tavern's there. The tavern's out is blessed by Kalinian himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. Excellent. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. I'm not going in for public floggings and executions. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Oh, I'm glad to have people serving me. Still lots to do. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city or keep their mouths busy with gossip. Oh, there's Harren. Hence the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. We have some farms down there. That's kind of cool. That might be Tristan there. The building in front of us is my own residence. Excellent. Okay, so you're about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There's a long and arduous road ahead of you. Your own advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance. Plan and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems and take advantage of good opportunities. The prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with the support of the nations from their subject, promising alliances with other states, wealth for the treasury and many other things. Cool. This is my first playthrough, so we will keep we'll keep the tutorial running. So, Keston. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you will hold court and receive visitors. And we draw your attention to this large map, depicting your boundary and its surroundings. We will mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Okay. And Cassil. Greetings, your grace. It was a pleasure to meet you at the rest off reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Swordlords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Okay. Not entirely sure what all of this means yet. Trade agreement with Sortova, agreement with Iosif. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk, research into natural nature of curses. So it looks like those are various options. Okay, so that's good. If you can set the boundary to automatic, that takes some of the decision making if that's not your cup of tea in terms of your RPGs, but I will make those decisions. Okay. Overload bomb, you say. Fair enough. You can solve most of your boundaries problems by granting appointments to the right people. Responsible people. But certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it while considering your plans. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy, and most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Okay. Your clerics, Jahod and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further and I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. Jahod Kavkan. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Well, hopefully. Though, to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk, which is a temple that we had to cleanse of monsters. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. I am disgusted with whoever could do this. Jahod exhales Lady catching his breath. And now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. Oops, that's not good. There is a place near the capital rumoured by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place and we felt the same putrescence as the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The local believes that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. So, that's been revealed on our map. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. Yikes. Okay. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. So it's not a quest right now, but it's something to be aware of. I agree with Tristan. We've been to this hilltop. It's barren but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. Okay. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. Sounds fair. Okay. But now we can only wait and prepare. So basically we level up, we get good kit and we get ready for that adventure in a month's time. Sounds fair? We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Time passed 1 day.
Adventures can wait.
Okay, so information overload. Baronry has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are population, loyalty, military, economy, religion, foreign affairs, stability, magic, culture, and espionage. Okay, that makes sense. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your boundary stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Fair enough. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. That makes sense. Governing your barony will require one advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens into these advisor positions. Yeah, each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will still need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Makes sense. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. That makes sense. Open the Advisor tab on the right side of the screen. Click an empty slot and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Right, appoint advisors then. Fair enough. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what to even call the barony. Stolen Lands doesn't have the right ring about it. Okay, this cannot be changed later in the game. Yeah, I know, naming decisions. If anyone wants to make any suggestions, by all means. I know I don't want Stolen Lands, but what to call them? That's one I've used before. We'll go with that. I can't remember what we called it in the pen and paper module. So click your capital icon to open the settlement map. Aha. So here's... Okay. So loyalty's good, community average, military economy, hello, relations, divine, arcane, stability, culture, and espionage. That's Tuskdale. Oh, crikey. Constructing buildings. You may construct buildings to increase your baronry stats. Each building has a cost in build points and construction time. You may construct several buildings simultaneously. Start construction, select the building you need from the list on the right side of the screen and place it in an empty slot in settlements. Buildings may provide special bonuses if you meet certain conditions. Most commonly, 2 buildings must stand close together to grant the bonus. Make sure you use this feature to your full benefit when planning the settlement. Some buildings can be placed only in designated spots or areas. As examples, a pier must be built on water and a mill must be built with no other buildings around it. Demolish a building to get rid of it and recover half the resources you spend on construction. If you want to move a building, you'll have to demolish the old one, gain half the resources and construct it in the new desired slot for half the price. You won't have to spend any extra build points, but you will have to wait for the construction to finish. Right. So there's all my stats. I have 450 build points and I get 32 build points a week. Nothing is built yet. Okay. That's the view, that's build. Okay, so barracks, a building to house. Yeah. A barracks makes sense. A brewery. Granary. Herbalist's house. The longhouse. Crikey. There's a lot to this. Lumberyards. Okay, monuments. Orphanage. Oh. Here's. Okay. Shops. A shrine. Smithy. Tavern. Watchtower. A windmill. Okay, and a wooden wall. Right, so I see. Okay, and that so that must be the center of my town. Mm-hmm. Okay, so piers, warehouses and workshops for docking ships and handling cargo and passengers can only be built in a water slot. Well, that's an easy one because it can only go in one place. That will cost me 25 build points. Can be upgraded to a marina and increases community by 1. Okay, no, so it's economy 1. My economy is currently 6. There we go. When you say that, do you mean spend build points or spend money, as in gold pieces? Build points. So there's more to do with build points than just what's here then, I take it. So barracks, +1 to... Okay. So I can come back to this at at some point. So I assume that I can just come out of this and come back in without causing any trouble then. A wooden wall. Okay, so that, yeah, there's the walls there. Yeah, I certainly want to. Yeah, can access all this anytime you're in your boundary. Right, thank you for that. That's really useful. Okay, so let's... They're building us the piers. Assign the advisors. Your boundary requires build advisor positions to function. Use the advisors tab to assign advisors to their position. Okay. Ooh. To regents. Ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler and serves as a link between the Baron and the people. Choosing advisors will act according to their position in government, their beliefs and their alignments. Okay, so the councillor deals with the trouble of the common folk, helps to settle land disputes and agricultural matters. So this is actually fairly detailed, more so than I expected. This is quite cool. General is the highest ranking officer in the army of the baronry. Treasurer, the high priest. So some of these are certainly easier to fill than others. Okay. Right. I'm just looking here, and I'm thinking we definitely want to align ourselves with Erastil. Okay, so it'll tell me who. Joe does his best to solve problems without disrupting local tradition. Harem favours unusual but effective solutions. Yes, but Harem is also chaotic neutral and is the priest of a deity that's very sort of nihilistic, whereas Jod will go down very well. Okay, so you may claim new regions to expand your territory. Open the regions tab on the right side of the screen and select the relevant project at the bottom of the screen. Claiming the region will allow you to significantly increase your boundary stats and found settlements in the new lands. Here is what you must do to claim a new region. Meet special regional conditions, that is, complete a quest or reach a certain rank in one of the stats. Okay. Collect sufficient bill points for the claim, hence what you were saying about bill points. Find an unoccupied advisor who can take charge of the claim. As soon as you start the Kingdom project to claim a region, time will automatically speed up for the next 14 days. The time it takes for you and your advisor to claim the region. After new territory is claimed and annexed in your domain, the boundaries of the state will change and you will receive all the bonuses granted by the claimed region. Okay. So, High Priest. No candidates are available for Treasurer. General. Okay, so... Councillor. We have Tristan. The councillor deals with the troubles of the common folk. Okay, assign all jobs, events, projects, etc. and look at the events before you claim a region. Time will pass automatically the instant you click claim and you'll lose the opportunity to do anything else for that time. Thank you for that heads up. That's important. Tristan will make a fine councillor and he's the only option. Regent. Okay, well Valerie will be very dutiful, but Octavia is a lot more charming and I trust her to try and do the right thing. So Octavia. General. Not a hothead, and besides which he's... I think he might be chaotic evil or something. He's not always a nice person. Amiri's great, but she is... Casil. Means handing over an important position to someone I don't really know, but of the three of them, I think he would make the best general. Certainly he's the one who's probably more closely aligned with my approach. Okay, we have assigned all of our available advisors. Excellent. Right. All the streams are okay. Yeah. Cool. So here's our territory. And I assume that these are other territories that we can eventually look to take claim over. There's Barnhold. And there's Glenabon. That's where the arrogant baron is. And that's where the mercenary captain is, who we rather like. Okay. And then we've got all of these, which are... There's Pitax. Okay. So that's a hostile kingdom. Interesting. Right. Okay. Economy. Projects. Okay, so we'll just come out of that. I want to see what...
Adventures can wait.
Yeah, I'm fatigued. And I'm leveling up. That's nice. Encyclopedia. Tell me anything about projects? Doesn't seem to. Right, we have to continue managing some of these affairs. So these are different kinds of projects. Aha. Okay, and these cost build points as well. Fair enough. That it. Research into the nature of curses, Davik Nettle. So Davik Nettle was a man who'd built a bridge, who was killed by the Stag Lord and his bandits. And when we killed the Stag Lord, we put him to rest. Okay. That cost requires 45 days. Right, economy. Right. Okay, so we've got some options here then. So we've got a trade agreement on the table from Satova. Merchants will receive the right to establish a sizable trading post in the hearts of New Stepland. Each city in the barony gains an extra 5 bill points per week, +2 for each town and +1 for each village. You can't do that yet anyways, there's no advisors. And I don't want to do a deal with the Sortovas just yet. I don't trust them. Agreements. This is the Lord Mayor of Rostov. Okay. So, as Vanky's offer, High Priest of Restov from Rostov has a strong interest in spreading the Stag God's faith across the region. I'm amenable to that. He's eager to build a shrine dedicated to Restov on your lands, but at his own expense. Accept his offer if you wish to gain a useful ally and a place of worship for Erastil. We will be taking that one. Pillage the Temple of the Elk. Haha, no. Rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Okay, restore the Temple of the Elk to its former glory, making it the centre for Erastil's worship in all the surrounding areas. Unlocks a special region upgrade and prevents pillaging. That's going to cost me a lot of build points, so I don't necessarily want to do that right now, but we will be rebuilding that temple. So we will start by taking up Svanky's offer and okay, so I assume that the only time that time automatically advances is if I claim another region, whereas if something like that will not do such a thing. That requires build points and a lot of time, and he's already allocated. That's fair enough. Okay, so that's projects. Okay, declare the outskirts a part of your kingdom. Okay. I don't think I have looked at events, so thank you. We won't claim that just yet. Nothing against events.
Adventures can wait.
Right. 0 events, yeah. Okay, so here's this village. We are building some piers. The oldie magic shop, excellent. So we've got piers being built. That will help us with the economy. I kind of like the idea of some proper walls. +1 to our military. So our military is, yeah. Okay. One wall. Oh, right. Times 1 wooden wall. So I imagine I've got to build it all the way along here. Which is going to cost quite a few build points. But it's something we need to do. Looks like I can only build one at a time. Right. So, +1 to military. Watchtower. A tall structure that serves as a guard post and landmark. +1 to military when located in a settlement with a barracks. +1 to stability when located in a settlement with walls. It can only be built in a separate. Okay, that can go over there. However, barracks. Building to house the city's guards, militias. Oh, the whole wall will be built. Oh, fantastic. So if I do that, and I can decide where to put that. Brewery. You have to give people some ale. Yeah, and we need 150 for the outskirts. Granary. So brewery. Tavern. Ooh. Okay, so how we place these things is going to be important. Windmill. +1 to community if located in a settlement with a granary or a brewery. +2 if there's both. Can only be built in the separate slots. So it would have to go over there. So I can have a watchtower or I can have a windmill. Right, tavern. So we have a tavern, a smithy, shrine. Well, we're getting a shrine anyway, aren't we? Because we've taken up that offer. I don't think we need another shrine. But the tavern and the smithy make good sense. Shop. Yeah. The orphanage. Hopefully not needed yet. Monument. Public display. Monuments don't seem right. Not yet anyway. Lumberyard. Can't have a sacred goad in a settlement housing a lumberyard. Longhouse. Spacious building for holding meetings and discussions. That kind of seems important. Gives lots of bonuses as well. Herbalist house. +1 to arcane when adjacent to a shrine. The granary. Right. So. Effects, jail, reinforced wall, school, stone wall, tavern, watchtower. And gives +1 to stability when adjacent to a longhouse. Okay. Granary. Place to store grain and food. How does that affect the windmill? Okay. Brewery. That would mean we would want a tavern. Potions. Squires Town. The shop. So we want the shop adjacent to a tavern. We want the tavern adjacent to the longhouse and the barracks. So longhouse 50, 65, 70, 100, 100, 130, 130, 150. $150, $170, $190, $210. That would still leave us with sufficient to do the outskirts claim. Okay. So, watchtower. We can only have one of those here. Windmill. Okay, so that needs to be next to the barracks and the longhouse. That needs to be next to a shop. Shop needs to be next to tavern. So the tavern is fairly important. So that wants to be... When they're adjacent, does that only mean the sides, or can they be adjacent diagonally? Does anyone know? Okay. Settlement with a tavern. Adjacent to the longhouse and the barracks. And the barracks. Yeah, I'm going to assume sides. So that needs to be adjacent to a longhouse. That wants to be adjacent to the tavern. That wants to be... That wants to be adjacent to the longhouse. Adjacent to the longhouse. The tavern needs to be adjacent to the longhouse and the barracks. Okay, so it's starting to make some sense now. Shop will want to be adjacent to the tavern. And the smithy gives a bonus when it's adjacent to a shop. I feel like I need to plan all of this out. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I need to put these things. If I put the longhouse there, then if I put the barracks there, but the problem then is that the tavern is not going to be adjacent to the barracks. Might have no choice on that one. The shop. Let me just Google. Apologies, folks, but I need to make sure I get this right from the beginning. Oh. Adjacent is side touches. Contingent is corners touching. Corners are not adjacent. Okay. So, the shop wants to be next to the tavern. Smithy wants to be next to the shop. Tavern wants to be next to the longhouse and the barracks potentially. But I would be more concerned right. Brewery. That's a settlement with a tavern. Okay. Longhouse. That's there. Now the smithy. Fine. Adjacent to. Okay, so the barracks. Get the barracks built. Or building. Tavern. Centre of the town. Okay, so the smithy wants to be next to a shop. And the shop wants to be next to the tavern. So, got. And a smithy. We'll see what this shrine that's being built for us brings, because I don't know if I'm going to need that. So we'll hold off on that one at the moment. Lumberyard, the whole sacred grove thing, I'm not sure about. Place to store grain and food affects windmill. Windmill, +1 to community relocation and settlement of a granary or a brewery. So brewery, tavern. So the brewery can go anywhere. It does not have to be adjacent. Brewery, granary, so maybe those two. We got 4 slots left there. So 1, 2, 3, those are all possibles. And possibly a shrine as well. If we do need to build the shrine, it will be there, so it's next to the longhouse. So that leaves me with Herbalist's house. Yeah, poison, creative poisons, these two. So the tavern. Smithy, there's the shop. Granary can go anywhere, and a brewery can go anywhere. Well. I'm building up. So the watchtower. Or community. Let's come out there for the moment. I want 150 to claim the outskirts. Okay, that's ongoing. So that's 50. Rebuilding the temple, we're not going to be doing that yet anyway, so that's 100. We're not pillaging. That doesn't require build points. That we're not going to sign anytime soon. So is that's 150 for projects. So if I want to claim the outskirts, I don't want to claim the outskirts just yet.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
If I were to offer you a public position, what job would you like to do?
I believe I can manage to uphold the law. Being a warden would suit me well.
It would.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
Okay. Just seeing what people will potentially say. Mm-hmm. Potential love interest there. What's that all about? Cool. Keston.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
Okay. So we don't have the position of warden. I'm just going to see if that just suddenly opened up. No, it hasn't. Yeah. Okay, we don't have that position yet.
Adventures can wait.
What else is in here? It's rather nice. Long hall here. Yep, everything's still okay. Yeah. So that leads out there. I assume. Right. Let's do my level up. What time is it? Almost 4 o'clock. Wow. What would I get at next level? Another favoured enemy. So I have favoured enemy humans already. Okay, thank you for that. So it's another favoured enemy. No, the restrictions on druids, no. Fighters, I'm close enough to that with being a ranger. Or stay ranger. Okay. So, no ability points. Skill points. Okay. Nature law as a ranger, knowledge world. Persuasion. So persuasion, perception, and athletics. Right, choose abilities. It's a deadly aim. That would... So deadly aim would allow me to up my damage. But I've already got things like flaming weapons and that to do that, and various spells. So potentially not. Not really a massive spellcaster. Right. Yeah, power attack. Combat casting. Combat reflexes. Make a number of additional types of opportunity per round equal to your dexterity bonus. Coordinated defense. Checks, dazzling display. Die hard. Dodge. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Elemental focus. No, that's improved initiative. That could be useful. Not really a big... So outflank. Yeah. More bow, more shooty. True. To outflank. It also has this feat of flanking the same creature. Your flanking bonus on attack roll increases to +4. Whenever you and an ally, so you can't flank someone if you're ranged. So that outflank is something for the melee characters. Precise strike. You deal an additional d6 points of precision damage with each successful. Yeah, and precise strike. So shielded caster. So actually it might just best be deadly aim. Well, thank you. So we'll go for deadly aim. Favoured enemies. Animals would make sense. Magical beasts would make sense. Magical beasts, maybe. +2 bonus on... or monstrous humanoids. Ooh. Because animals won't necessarily tend to have huge numbers of hit points. Or giant humanoids. Multi-shot, clustered shot, weapon focus, improved crit, rapid shot, deadly aim. Improved precise shot, these are the things you should consider. Fair enough, yeah. some monstrous humanoids. That would be a possibility. Not 100% clear on what monstrous humanoids covers though. Put that on Google. So. Okay. Right. So, animal, dragon, fae, blah 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 blah. Okay. A human undead. We have fought some undead. Yeah, that's true. I get 2 favoured enemies, do I? Yeah, please. Ah. Based on what you've seen, humans, magical beast, giants, fae, and undead. That seems fair. We'll up. We'll get a +2 on humans. Okay, cool. Right. Yep, just did that. Decided to go with +2 on humans. Didn't get any more spells. Cool. Where does this take me? Ah, my bedchamber. Right, we're fatigued, so we will rest. Okay, cool. So journal-wise, appoint one of your advisors. Devoid of dancing girls and pizza boxes. I'm not that kind of ruler, as you might have guessed. Right, so that's the curse. Okay. How to build a kingdom. As soon as Baron Gold. Okay, so we want to do that. Let's go. Let's just head outside for a moment. Right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was wondering about where the rest of them were, to be honest, because... Oh, right, there we go. Right. Another level of cleric for you. Skill points. Oh, Arcana and religion. Okay. So I did look in and everything. Now Tristan can find himself casting in combat because he runs up to heal people. Extra channel. Or reach. You can alter a spell with the range of touch close or medium to increase its range. Level increases +1. Instead require ranged touch attach. So meta magic reach could be good. Particularly because it would allow him to stay away. So are the concentration checks if you're casting a spell when you're in melee combat, are they done automatically? I assume they are from what I've seen. Yeah. And it's auto-rolled. So really it's going to come down to when do I take combat casting and when do I take reach? I think reach is the first one. Because Tristan is more of a step back kind of fighter. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So if I look at the spell book for Tristan now, meta magic. Ah, so this is how we do it. Yeah. Just energy, move curse, magical vestment, like serious wounds. Archon's aura. That's personal. Right. Stow Curse. Nice, that's a 3rd level spell. So domain slots, a prayer. -1 pound. So if I remember rightly, prayer is very nice because Searing Light. He can spontaneously cast Cure Series, so he never has to worry about that. However, having a Cure mod okay. Cure Moderate Wounds. Lasts twice as long. Water. 14 channels a day sounds excellent. Okay, that's a Cure Moderate Wound. That's saying it's a 2nd level. Aha! That's how you do it. So, that would give us a ranged Cure mod. Yeah, that does sound really cool. Right spell. There we go. So if we go back to the spell book. I'm not clear on one thing. Spontaneous casting. I know he can cast a normal Cure mod spontaneously, but is he able to use the Reach Cure mod as a level 3 spell spontaneously, or does he need to allocate it to a slot because it's no longer the original version of the spell? Because I'm thinking that I want to make sure that I can use that if I need it. Spell magic is potentially very useful. Needs to allocate it. It does make sense given that it's not the protection from energy. Oh, summon monster 3. Okay, so summon monster 2, lesser restoration. Okay, cool. That's his 3rd level spells allocated. Lindsay. Another level of Bard. Okay. It's probably safer that way. I'll go with those skills. So, lingering performance. Her sneak attacks will go up by 1, that would be nice. Lingering performance continues for 2. The bonuses and penalties from your bardic performance continue for 2 rounds after you cease performing. Okay, or precise shot. Probably going to be precise shot. Because she is a missile. Yeah. Yeah, she's picked up a level of rogue. Just so that I can get the sneak attack. So precise shot I think for her. Right, blur. 20% mischance, that's cool. Cure moderate wounds is always useful. Heroism. Attack roll saves. Heroism is potentially nice. 2 levels of Rangers works well. Mirror image. Sound burst. Ooh. Or whole person. Whole person can be nasty. Spellmate, okay, this allows you to make sneak attacks with the rogue ability of the same name, dealing an additional d6 points of damage. Well, that's rather nice, but unfortunately she's already got that. Mirror image, invisibility. Yeah. Okay, so the problem with whole person then is going to be that over time it will not be as effective because creatures will be able to save it. Ah, blinding could be nasty. Subject becomes paralyzed. Okay, the whole person can work very well on fighter types. Okay, we'll try that. Right, Octavia. Can she go Arcane Trickster? She can. Right. Arcane Trickster. I'm thinking quite a few summons actually. Okay, spell classes. Huh. Yeah, Arcane Trickster. Well. Yeah. Wizard for her spells, because she already is. We need to max out her trickery. He's my arcane specialist. I mean, stealth is good. That'll do. Right. Shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking a standard 4-point penalty. I think precise shot would be a good one for her. Okay, spells. Web. Web crates. Okay. That could be useful. Yeah. So, all creatures within a 5-foot burst. A direct hit. So, Molten Orb sounds like it's a ranged attack. Okay. What's the range on web? Sense vitals. Does this stack with her sneak damage then? Because she's already doing 2d6 sneak. I mean, I can see the sense of it. I see, yeah. Cool, okay. Right. Another level of cleric, I feel. Oh. Right. So selective channeling is one I've got in mind here, because it would be good if he wasn't. Yeah, I noticed I hadn't seen any scrolls of web. Okay, you must not have some of the prereqs. Yeah, okay. Wait, so what weapons have we got Aaron using? Using the mace. Yeah. Now, he's one of the ones who is going to benefit from attacks of opportunities and such like. So, coordinated defense. So he doesn't seem to get the whole outflank, which is a pity. Right. Don't want tower shields. Armor focus is a possibility. Okay. So maybe we want to give him combat reflexes, so he gets the additional attacks of opportunity. I'm going to hold off on him because I want to see what happens with Val, because it might be that he isn't in the party anymore. Okay. Right. While flanking the same creature, your flanking bonus on attack roll increases to +4. That's nice. What is her dexterity bonus? +1. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the throne room, Bessie's house, what's this then? Citizen. Oh, that is just someone's house. Area exit. Right. So, outskirts. What's this? Okay, nothing there. Let's go claim the outskirts. So regions. Actually, wait a sec. Let's level Harem anyway. Just in case I don't get to put Vow in place just yet. Shield Wall. A bit. Does he have combat casting already? Yeah, it does. Spellbook. Main slot. We'll have a Dispel Magic. Rare. Summon Monster 3. Cool. Scorching Ray, Mirror Image. Give us Sense Vitals. Cool. Don't need that. Okay. So everyone's spells are sorted. Who's an advisor? Christian. Ah, so that's how it works. I have claimed the outskirts. Nice. One of your barony stats has reached 20 points. It's time for you to increase its rank. First, meet with your advisor and discuss the future of the state. To do so, return to your capital and click the button on the appropriate event card in the throne room. Whatever choices you make, remember your advisors may disapprove. If the current advisor decides that you argue too much, they will quit forever. After you talk to an advisor and make a decision, a new kingdom project will become available that will increase the stat rank. You can find it at the bottom centre of the projects tab. It will take you and your advisor 14 days to complete the project. Time will be automatically spread up. Right. So, first shrine in your capital will be built free of charge. Excellent. Leveling up an advisor is also an instant 14-day commitment. Thank you for the warning. Okay. Baram has a request and a mysterious coat. Interesting. So, I can't do that one yet. Right. Let's go back to the throne rooms. Tristan. Greetings, Baron. I'm sorry to take you away from your affairs, but your people need you. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baron nor what to expect of you. Will he be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people, show them where your favour truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend organising a fair for the common people, the ones whose shoulders your power truly resides. Okay, so we shall hold a fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. That would be... Right, it's going to be number one. It's going to be number one. We will hold a common celebration where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give his people. Okay. Aram looks embarrassed. I heard, not that it's important, but, well... Clears his throat again. I heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one. Oh no. But the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Well, Silmar, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Why do you ask this? I shouldn't properly, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course it's foolish and vain, but still I wish to look at them. Okay? Thank you, Silmar. I will, thank you. Fair enough. Jod, your grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently and I noticed old Bokken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate. After all, the old grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he is no use for his skill since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me, why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Okay. so talk to Bokken. Click on the table standing before the throne. Right, so annexation. Fort Altus. You can usually find him at Oleg's trading post. Unwanted legacy. Right. You can find one such project. I'd like to go and talk to Bokken before I do that. Loyalty +1. Okay. Aram seems to be worried and wants to discuss something. The visitors met the Baron. Okay. So I assume that means that's done. So we have a mysterious cult has emerged in the region. This deprivation requires 18 days to solve. Okay. That would be right. So we want to go and talk to Bokken. Wait a sec, does that mean that there's a new settlement for me to deal with on the map? Oh. What is all this? Ah. Okay, that will cost 50 build points. I'm not sure how many build points I've got. Got 119 build points. It's looking good though. It's looking very nice. So I've got to decide where to build a new settlement in the outskirts. Oh. Very good point. So, build a shrine. That's +1 to loyalty when adjacent to the Longhouse. There we go then. There's the shrine. Thank you. Feel like I want to head up to let's see. Valerie's not in there. Okay. People seem to be happy, which is good. There we go. Who are these people? Okay. Highland, Your Grace, Captain of the City Guard. Ah! Delia, assistant to the Captain. Happy to serve, Your Grace. I like to learn something about those who serve me. Of course, Your Grace. I've been a guard all my life. I started a snot-nosed runt in the Night Watch. Restop is famous for its fencing schools. Young people from all the Rivers Kingdoms come to study there. Seems every other person has a sword, and every third thinks I know how to use it better than all the rest. A misspoken word or drunken fight can quickly lead to a stabbing rampage. That's why there's so many guards in the city, and I don't accept just anyone. Lady Jamandi took note of my achievements and marked me for advancement. That's why I'm here. As for Delia, I found her on the street about a decade ago. I remember vividly. Yeah, they can be absolutely hilarious. A tiny dwarf girl sitting on the temple steps, dirty-faced, barefoot, feeding a piece of bread to a stray cat. I saw her and my heart missed a beat. Where she's from, who left her alone and why, only Erastil knows. As she grew, I tried to send her to learn a craft, but who can talk sense into a dwarf? She wanted to be guard and that's that, so now I'm teaching her myself. Luckily she's a head on her shoulders and a fair bit of strength. Right, well, do the guards have everything they need? There are sufficient munitions and supplies, Your Grace. The salary is fair, with enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Of course the town is growing, it would be nice to expand the ranks, but we can manage that ourselves. Cool? I have to go have a quiet shift. Wow. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Right. Ooh. Okay, so is she already a member of the party then? Right. Let's go get Bokken. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I greet you, my savior. You who defeated those who nearly brought my ruin.
Ah.
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard. which I remember as a seed, a shadow under its green crown, I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lord, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you.
Really? Okay. I think I'll say I was happy to help.
So long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter's snow.
Right. So wait a sec. What's the date? Oh. Okay, we got that. Oh, excellent. Right, it's the 25th. So, days in a month. It's 30 days and we have to deal with business. So that's Boltwheel Top. We haven't been there, we can check that out in a bit. There's Oleg's trading post. Oh. Okay. There's the Verdant Chambers. Ruins of an old temple. Excavation sites. Right. Now we got Valerie. We need to the tavern. Oh, cool. So, happy citizens. And a tavern keeper. By your grace, I'm Alina the innkeeper. Who are you? Okay. You hails from the River Kingdom, some farming family. Local girl are well respected in these areas, but at the same time they live in constant danger. Why did you decide to become an innkeeper? I was bored, please don't get me wrong, I was fine at Father's farm. Okay, so she got bored. But the beer mug in, so the name stuck. Okay. 6 River Freedoms. Right then. Okay. Okay, no slavery. Nice. Right. So we have an inn, and the inn is where in my town? The Capital Tavern. Right, so that should just be someone's house. Yep. Right, let's level up about. So shield focus possibly. He's carrying Masterwork sword, a tower shield. Right. Okay, it's going to give me some level ups. Right. I need to get my head around some of the stuff in this town. And that's not going to be much fun to watch. So what I'm going to do is bring the stream to a close there for today. And next time we will pick up going and getting Bokken, building new towns and starting to investigate some of these quests. So let me just... If you've enjoyed the stream, please consider hitting the follow button so that you can be told next time I come on. But I will be streaming Pathfinder again. I'll be streaming Pathfinder again 2 o'clock next Sunday. I will in fact be on midweek, Wednesday and Thursday, 6 PM UK time, and then I will be streaming Elite Dangerous. So it will be more Pathfinder next Sunday afternoon, 2 PM UK time. Don't think our clocks go forward yet, so and that will be it for today's stream. Thank you very much, and I hope to see folks again at some point soon.